relationships at work, safety and stuff like any policies that an employer can come up with, sexual harassment should be there. If you have sexual harassment first, it's actually a criminal offense first.
It is.
Other than it being all moral and whatnot, it's a criminal offense, so it's provided for under the criminal procedure. The consequence is 3 years imprisonment
or more.
Minimum.
Yeah.
And then the fine is 100,000.
Yeah, 100,000.
But then also
or both. Go find a case there of sexual harassment, and there are many cases actually that have been reported, and people have been properly compensated. Yeah, so you're not without help. Hello and welcome to the Sisters-in-Law podcast. My name is Beverly Mokaya and I'm here with
Aquila Mokaya. In this podcast, we discuss matters law.
I'm talking about contracts law, tax law, litigation, any matters law. We've got you covered.
Remember to like, share, subscribe, and leave a comment down below.
So today's episode is about a very touchy topic.
Very dicey.
Yeah, sexual harassment, as you've already seen actually on the thumbnail down there. Yeah, so it's about sexual harassment. What is sexual harassment? What forms can it take? What can you do about it? Are you helpless? You know, I think most people have normalized this thing at the workplace, especially in the corporate world. It's just so normalized.
So normal.
To the extent that people feel so helpless about it. You don't think there's anything you can do about it, or maybe most people don't come out because of shame, or maybe stigma, and also there's no other. They don't think they'll get any other opportunity anywhere. But it's good to speak out for such things, because if you don't, it keeps getting passed down and passed down. Anyway, this is not a
therapeutic session.
Yeah, but we just had to mention that part. So, what is sexual harassment in this context?
So, sexual harassment first, it's actually a criminal offense first.
It is.
Other than it being all moral and whatnot, it's a criminal offense, so it's provided for under the criminal procedure.
Yeah.
And then also it's provided for under the Employment Act.
Yeah, and at this point I think it's important to mention that it can go both ways. Nowadays even men are also sexually harassed. It's not just women. Yeah. So it can go both ways. And as you have said, it's criminal offense. It's criminalized by the Sexual Offences Act. We have a Sexual Offences Act that's
criminalized. Did I just say Criminal Procedure Code?
That's what you said.
Yeah.
Oh, I think because we're used to every other offense being in the Criminal Procedure Code. Yeah, it's definitely the Sexual Offences Act. Anything sexual is in the Sexual Offences Act. Anything other than sexual is in the Penal Code or in the procedure, the one you said, Criminal Procedure Code. So anywho, it's criminalized in the Sexual Offences Act, and it's also civilly wrong in the context of employment. Yeah. So the Employment Act also mentions things about policies and that, and then the like. So what is sexual harassment? It's, of course, you just know it's
generally an act. It must not really get to the deed, for example. It could be sending videos. Which
that is unwelcome.
Yeah, like unwelcome, of course. Maybe if you're doing with someone and it's like welcome, that's totally different.
Yeah.
In this situation, it's I'm not non-consensual. So you've said videos.
You can't consent to it, and then when things go,
say no, you didn't accept. We'll see your responses. Anyway, so there is first videos, maybe even TikTok videos or any this kind of videos, and then there could now be the act of
touching,
right?
Or words as well.
Like this thing is so annoying to talk about. But yeah, so it could be either touch, videos, or words, which are sexually enticing or unwelcomed. Yeah. Remember that there's a hook. Like, it's not just like free, I'm just trying to and if someone is trying to have sex with another person, there must be a benefit
something attached to it.
Yeah. So either if you do this with me, I'll give you a promotion, or I'll allow you to maybe get the bonuses. For example, you see like other organizations where guys are maybe given many like trips, travel allowance and stuff like that. So someone tells you, I would allow you to go for those trips, and that's why you get travel allowance. The example that has come
into my head is very controversial. You know that video that somebody spoke about someone who usually does that.
Yeah. Sorry.
Very.
So either that, and then also maybe this a promotion, maybe like an increment in salary, but and also now there's now demotion. Now when somebody threatens.
So if you don't do this, I will frustrate you. Maybe I'm your supervisor. So if you don't have sex with me, I will frustrate you, or I will make sure to say negative things to the boss so that you lose your job. And it doesn't have to be vertical in the context of employment. It doesn't have to be just vertical coming from up, from your supervisor or your employer. It could be a fellow co-worker. So even if it's a co-worker who's sexually harassing you, you have recourse.
Yeah. As long as it's a co-worker who is consequential.
Yeah.
Really. Yeah. So that now let me do that bad example.
Yeah. So that is in the context of now the civil side. There's civil law and then there's criminal law. Criminal law in simple terms is where you commit a crime, you go to jail or pay a fine.
Yeah.
And the fine is not paid to the person.
Yeah.
It's paid to the government, to the state. Unless maybe the person wants you to withdraw the case and then they pay you outside of court and then withdraw the case. That's how criminal works. Civil compensation
goes to the person.
Goes to the person.
Yes.
Yeah, so in the context of that's Sexual Offence Act, it sort of narrows the definition of sexual harassment to it's either a public officer or somebody who's above you.
Yeah.
An employer, a supervisor, not somebody that you're on the same level as. Yeah.
There must be an aspect of power in the criminal sense.
Exactly.
Because now you see it has a dire consequence.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you can't say that a janitor asked the boss to sleep with them. That's the minute. That's why I was saying it must be consequential.
Yeah.
Like there must be like how would they threaten the boss? Yes. So like the consequence is 3 years imprisonment
or more.
Minimum.
Yeah.
And then the fine is 100,000.
Yeah, 100,000.
But then also
or both.
Yes.
It could be either or both.
There are either 3 years or 100,000 or both of them.
Yeah.
And then also it's important to note that you can still go to employment and still go to criminal at the same time. Yes.
So yes. So of course for the now you see any matters employment usually goes to the Employment Law and Relations Court. It's called ELRC. So when you go find a case there of sexual harassment, and there are many cases actually that have been reported and people have been properly compensated. Yeah, so you're not without help.
Yeah.
So what is the role of an employer in this context of sexual harassment?
Ensure you have a policy.
Yeah.
Like a sexual harassment policy, which now you see when someone joins an organization, they always say that, maybe we have like this kind of policies. Let's say we have the one that safety. Relationships at work, safety and stuff like any policies that an employer can come up with. Sexual harassment should be there.
Should be one of them.
A minimum of 20 workers.
And that's if it's compulsory for anybody who has 20 employees or more. But generally advisable for anybody to have it because you want proper working environment for your staff. So everybody should be made aware of this
the existence of that policy,
of the consequences, of what else.
So now the policy has the definition. What does this organization define sexual harassment
within our
this organization? Yes. So we can just give any definition for us, and then it gives methods of reporting. It should give if it's the way they have a whistleblower policy where they say it should be hidden, like it's not public. So if I report it, like sexual matters are very
sensitive.
Yeah. So you cannot go around screaming about it unless now there's an investigation. So it should give a procedure for investigation. It should give a procedure for how to report and what consequences. What the consequence that is there.
Yeah. And that only makes sense if it's, for example, your supervisor or your co-worker sexually harassing you. So what if it's the main boss?
And he's now the one who
he's the one
ask the HR to draft the policy.
Or if it's the HR. I mean, if it's somebody that you can't, do anything
my God,
you go to court. Yeah. So even if you did, and there's no requirement that you have to report it to your employer first before going to court. You can simply just go to court. Yeah, because of course, workplace has a lot of politics.
A lot. Yeah. Hey, my God.
So anyway, this was a very short episode. We just thought it's very important for us to talk about it because of personal experiences, not ours, of a few people that we've had. So at least now you know what to do. You're not without help, and you can always go to the courts. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you learned. See you next time. And remember to
like, share, subscribe, and leave a comment down below. Also on Spotify, you can listen to us as you go to work.
Or come from work. Okay, bye.